Hi guys, welcome to Tech Geek. So today, as we will see in the Excel and Google Sheet series, the major difference between SUMIF and SUMIF. So before beginning with them, I'll just show you the sample data set. This is around 700 entries are there, and this data set contains various kinds of entries. That is, you can see strings, that is government, you can see strings, or you can say this name. Okay, it's having segment, country, product. Then we have units, that's the number based entries. After that we have prices, that's as per sales. And then even the year format too, so that's a month number, year. Now why I'm having this various kind of entries is just for the upcoming series also it would be easy to explain and work on. So now the major difference comes about sum if and sum if. So we have three major functions, that is sum if, sum and sum ifs. Okay, so we'll be talking about this basically, these three. Okay, so now let's see, beginning with sum. As sum says, we have to add up. So when we are summing up, we don't have to define what is the condition. That means, let's say we are summing up this E column. Then in that case, all the entries of this E column would be summed up. So let's say we are summing up entries of E column. So how we will write? We'll write equals to sum bracket. Now coming to what is the values that you want to add. So we want to add from E to, that is, we are beginning from this to, let's say, wherever this E is ending. So we can directly write E. Or if you want only first 100 entries, then we'll specify as 100. So let's say we specify it as 100, then this is the answer. And let's say we want all the entries of E, then in that case we need to just write this. E2 is to E. Okay. So you can see the difference. You need to specify the range. You can see it gets highlighted too. Okay. Now coming to sum if. Now sum is actually an easy task. You can directly select. Just showing you another one. Let's say you don't want to write. So what you could do is you can select it this way. Like these are the number of entries you want. If selected, then you can click OK. I hope this is enough. Now coming to sum if. Now there's a difference between sum if and sum ifs. Better I'll show you like this. Now if you're talking about sum if, okay. Now, in sum if we have a single condition. You can see like this. In sum if we have, oh sorry, I'm just talking about sum if. Okay. Yeah, sum if we have a single condition. Okay. Now let's say we have a range, we have criteria, and we have sum range. Now range is the value in which this criteria is applicable. Okay, and sum range is the values that are need to be summed up. So let's say in our data we want to add up all the values of E column in which C is, let's say, Mexico. Okay, we want all the values of E to be summed up in which the country is Mexico. So how we will write this? Sum if. Now first was the range of the thing in which there's a condition. So condition was to be applicable in the Bth column. So we'll write from B to B. Now what is the condition? The condition says it should be Mexico. Now Mexico is a string, so we'll write it in double quotes. Okay. Then in the third is the sum range, which is the column we need to sum. So we need to sum the Eth column. Okay. So this is the result. Now let's say instead of Mexico, we want it of Germany. Okay, so we can do the same. Okay, now coming to sum ifs. Now some ifs will tell you if you want to apply condition on more than one column. Now let's say we say that segment is government and country is Germany, then only we should sum. Okay, or let's say we are having criteria for product also, that the product is Montana. Okay, then only we can do this. Now this condition is having 3 columns. Now with sum if we cannot. So what we need to do, we need to use a condition in which we have major or many number of columns that can be applicable. So in this we go for sum ifs. Now sum ifs has a different fact. In sum if we were placing the sum range, the column to be summed up at last. But in sum ifs we'll place the sum range, that is the column that is to be summed up, first. Okay. So we need to sum up the each column. So first we'll write this. Now let's come to the first condition. The first condition is that a column should contain the value government. So what we'll do, we'll specify the range, then the value. So the value is government, okay. Now the second condition says the second column, that is the B column, should have, let's say, Germany. Okay. Now if you want to have one more condition that says the C column should have Montana. As you can see, the answer is being visible as you type. This blue shows the answer. Okay, you can have more conditions, there's no restriction to this. We can also say that there's a condition that O column, this O column can have some birth or some month, specific month we are calculating for. Let's say we are calculating for January. So you can see the result says there are 7, the sum would be 766, in which the segment is government, this is Germany, product is Montana, and the month is name. Okay, so actually the SUMIF works on filtering. It will filter according to the conditions that is on more than one column. Okay, but this will filter according to one condition. According to one condition and sum. Okay, it will sum up after filtering. Now, and in sum, we directly just simple addition without conditions. Okay, so these are the 3 things which we have. So I hope the difference between SUMIF and SUMIFS is clear. This is the same thing that we go off with COUNTIF and COUNTIF. So in the next video, I'll be working with count and COUNTIFs. Thank you. Keep following Tech Geek. Please like, share and subscribe.